So it all started in the checkout aisle. Isn't it amazing how many memories that can be made in the grocery store? Adam was doing his usual whining. Mommy, please, can I have some M&Ms? I'll only eat a few, I promise. So after our typical verbal wrestling match, I'm feeling pretty confident that I came out on top. Then comes the dig. If I had a daddy, he would buy me M&Ms. Ouch. How am I supposed to respond to that? I mean, he was growing up and he was getting to that age where he was noticing the difference between other families and our family. You know, other whole families in his mind. And as much as I'd hate to admit it, whole in my mind as well. Put my hands on his cheeks, and as much as I wanted to squeeze until they hurt, I didn't. And as much as I wanted to retaliate and say, do you think that this is what I wanted? Do you think that this is the road that I would have chosen for us? As much as I wanted, I didn't. You see, I grew up missing something too. I desperately longed for love, acceptance, warmth. And when it wasn't there, I, without even realizing it, sought it other places. I mean, there are people out there willing to share their love, so why not take them up on it, right? Well, it filled a void for a little while. Adam was born 7 years ago. A day of mixed emotions. A miracle, no doubt. But the fear was overwhelming. So we went home to our little one-bedroom apartment, and I promised myself that we were going to make it. I remember just looking at him for hours. I'd never in my life felt this kind of love or this kind of confusion. I was filled with doubt. How am I going to do this? I've got to be everything for him. Mom, dad, late night feeder, supporter, teacher, provider. I am only one person. And at that moment, I became fully aware of the big picture. I had to do it. Had to do it all. And I had to do it well. For him. One morning, about 2 a.m., I was up with Adam. He hadn't been feeling well that day, and about evening time, his fever was sky high. I just held him, and I did my best to comfort him. But I crashed. I just called out to God, I can't do this. How am I supposed to raise him? How do I teach him? What's he going to think of me when he grows up? You said you would provide. I'm so tired, and I have no one here to help me. What am I going to do? And in his perfect heavenly timing, at the exact point that I broke before him, he gave me a promise that I would never forget. I am here. You are not alone. And the little boy that you're holding is a gift directly from me. a bigger blessing than you could ever imagine. And I trust you to raise him. And I'll do it with you. That night I realized something. It takes brokenness to bring healing. And I realized something else. Healing does happen. So now, after all these years, when Adam has given me our little tip of M&Ms, and he throws his attitude around and gives me that line, "If I had a daddy," line. Now, I can look into those big brown eyes and say, Adam, you do have a daddy. And he is an awesome daddy. Everything that we could ever need. But Adam, you still don't get those M&Ms.